everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me is my co-host,
Chris Weir. What's up, Nasty Nation? Welcome back to the Fart Dunge. Good to have you back.
It tastes similar to how I left it here last week.
Briny, salty.
Briny, salty.
And sweet. Always sweet.
It has just a nice sweet tang to it, like a good duck sauce.
Yeah, I like that.
Duck sauce, butt sauce, same thing. We're just splitting brown hairs.
Yeah, that's all we're doing. Either way, I'm going to rub some Rangoon through it.
Rangoon, baby.
I'm drag some crab Rangoon through it.
You can't say you've had a succulent Chinese meal unless you've had crab Rangoons. Mm-hmm. That's just a fact.
I say it all the time.
Well, I've never not said it, tell you that right now.
The banner's coming in next week. Look out.
It's just a little Chinese takeout box with a top of with Rangoons coming out of it.
I love it.
That's great. There's my next tattoo, everybody. Great. More food stuff on my body.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to go. So right here, I'm getting the flying spaghetti monster as a 3-way.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Right? And then I could get the takeout box right here, Boy, howdy. I know how to make some real good choices, huh?
Your arms have diabetes.
Yeah, I would get a foot tattoo, but that's just a shitty investment.
Yeah, be cutting it right off.
See ya, buddy.
Get out of here.
I'll just get a prosthetic leg we can draw on.
Yeah.
It'll be like dry erase board.
Yeah.
We can do a new one every week.
Yeah, just shake it up. It's the old sugar foot.
Yeah, well, actually, the foot's a magic 8-ball.
Hey.
Is it coming back? Probably not. So, how was your week, pal?
It was good. It was fun. I got to see you Sunday at the Commonwealth. That was a good time. Little oddball one, but hey, you're gonna have those for a free show. And they were out. They were out. A handful of them were, but they were there.
They were there.
Not all there.
No, definitely not all there. There was 4 people from a group home. We don't know what the home was for, but they were definitely doing a good job giving them a home.
Yeah, it was nice. They came out. They were laughing, dude. There was some questionable butterfly clips in the room. But no, it was fun. And then I was there Saturday as well. That was fun. That was a good time.
You double dipped Saturday.
I double dipped. I got to do Commonwealth Saturday for Zach Wyckoff. That was fun. A lot of his friends, family, and fans showed up for that. So that was pretty cool. And then I went to the Norwood Cider Comedy Festival.
Ooh.
That was really fun. I haven't done outdoor comedy in like a little bit, and it reminded me there used to be Brouhaha. Most of the people probably listening to this know that. And there's a mug over there. Outdoor comedy, a bunch of drinking, chaos ensues, and I was feeling good, and there was a bunch of stuff happening around. It felt nice.
Did they have anything aside from cider?
They did. They had some other beers that I was able to drink, and I hate saying that. It's like because you go up to like these places where they specialize in something. It was like, I hate all that. Direct me to what I look like I would order.
Do you have stuff that normal people like?
Yeah, I understand like wheatgrass and all that, and sour punches is really fun, but I just like an IPA. I'm a real dumb.
Can I get some with a lot less sugar in it? That'd be mwah. Like when we did those gigs with Ricky, and it was like in the middle of Ohio somewhere, like it was just like highway, and then you get off of it, and then you were in the woods for an hour and a half, and all of a sudden a winery pops up, and you're like, oh boy, well, we're drinking blackberry wine.
Oh my God, it's terrible. From the vineyards of Ohio.
The epitome of wine country.
Yeah, and they're trying to like sell you on sweet wine, and it's just, you gotta smile. It's not good, but you gotta smile.
You smile and you go, excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom, and you get in your backpack and you pull out that flask of bourbon you brought.
Yeah, exactly. You always gotta sneak a special stash in these places, which we do.
We do, and we don't tell them. They're like, man, how's he keep getting looser and looser? I'm like, don't come in the stall.
Where'd all these empty beer cans come from? Just littering the parking lot. I've done shows like that. I remember doing one with Gabe before, and we're just hiding beer cans behind the curtain in the green room, just stacking them up. We don't have a liquor license yet. Okay, well, you're going to find some empties. I guarantee you of that.
Oh, man. That reminds me of the one show I did at a winery, and the guy their big thing was they had a pizza buffet before us. Whoa, buddy. Slow down.
I've done that one, yeah.
Yeah, remember? Okay, and then there was this guy in a suit sitting in the front row, and he didn't like how I was talking about having sex with my wife. He's like, this is a clean show. I was like, that's my wife. I'm married, and I didn't swear. So how is that dirty?
Yeah.
Like, well, it just is. And I got in his face, and Wyckoff and Ricky had to like tap me and be like, hey, not worth it. I'm like, you're right.
Were you still on stage at this time?
No. This was afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Because he like came up to Zach and he's like, you were very funny. Went up to Ricky and he was like, you were very funny. And he went, you were filthy. And I'm like, okay, you're wearing a suit. And then I looked over and he was eating a piece of pizza with a fork and a knife.
Yeah, the type of derangement that's going on with you, the skeletons in your closet eat pizza with a fork and knife. Where are the bodies, sir?
Where are the bodies? Oh, they're still kicking, hooked up to the radiator?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you said your hero used to live in Ohio City and kept the kids in the cages? Okay, got it.
What's under those floorboards, sore?
Sorry. Dude, and like, they tapped me and they were like, hey, yeah, and then they left. And then one of the owners came up to me and like, yeah, that guy's a fucking weirdo. I was like, no way. The guy eating the pizza with a fork and the knife?
Guy with the 3-piece suit at the pizza buffet?
At the Blackberry Winery? No way.
A bit off?
That's so bizarre. And it turns out he's like a math teacher and they're like, all the kids love him. I'm like, he loves them too. So
I'm sure it's mutual.
Yeah. Strong mutual feelings.
Yeah, they have mutual attractions.
So I went outside and I sat in the car and I opened up the flask and I went, okay, guys, give me 10 minutes to bitch. And then we're done with it forever. They were like, fair. And I just went, and the flask is an NES cartridge.
Ooh,
it was pretty cool. Yeah. It said Booze Hunt on it. And then I just screamed for 10 minutes and I just went, all right, time's up. All right, how are you guys?
Yeah, you got to get off your chest sometimes. But how was the set? Do you remember?
I was having a great time. The problem was he was directly to the right of me, like from me to the wall, just arms folded, staring the whole time and then shaking his head.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to look everywhere else.
Those people are just upset at their lives. There's something not going on right with them and they want to take it out on somebody else.
Yeah, they just want to take it out on this little dumpy boy who has some very medium hopes and dreams.
Yeah, and has marital coitus.
Yeah,
with his wife.
I fucked my wife. What do you do, guy in Hilliard, Ohio? Not fuck his wife, tell you that.
Yeah.
Watch out for those kids. He's teaching them long division and short division. Okay. That's a great way to start this baseball podcast off. It's with just strong pedophilia and wild accusations.
Yeah, I was like, I can't keep talking about this. I tell myself every week, don't bring it up.
Don't bring it up. Don't go down with the ship. Don't do it.
Read the Post-it notes all down here. Don't say it.
Speaking of going down with the ship, might as well just hop into it. One of our favorite nights of the year is Yacht Rock Night, a new thing they introduced last year. It was so much fun. Mm-hmm. You got the new captain's hat.
I did.
There's the old captain's hat.
Right up there.
And what do we think? Ooh, bad.
It wasn't good.
It was so bad.
I'm going to burn my hat. So I'm going to shoot flares through it.
And I'll tell you what, I'm not going down with that ship.
We said we were, and then we're like, we're getting out of here.
We're out of here. No, we're done.
We're pulling the ripcord.
Yep. Oh, where's the guy playing the violin? You can come on the boat with us. Yeah, you're not going down with the ship, buddy.
Yeah, I would much rather listen to violin than that garbage. No. It felt like they decided to improve on what was last year, but like having people go down on the field, which is pretty nice. But then I'm sure they're like, we can probably get a different band for less money, right?
Yeah.
And so then I think they also decided to save money by having the band bring their own PA system, which terrific idea. I mean, you're only in a giant ballpark.
Yeah.
The music, there was an issue with the PA. It kept like clipping out, and so it was hard to hear, and they weren't really necessarily bringing it.
No.
So it was more like, it felt like this is the time to get out music. This is like bars closing.
Yeah, we're moving along. And like, when you were like, what song is that? And you were like, is that Michael McDonald? And all you heard was, I'm like, okay, this sucks.
Yeah, I couldn't get in the groove. I wanted to dance the stuff that my aunt gets fingered to on the dock.
Play me the Doobie Brothers.
Come on now.
Now, we both agree, ABBA, not yacht rock.
I mean, there's a couple songs. I really think yacht rock is anything that you can kind of sing to and pick up on right away, and is in the genre of like 80s, 70s kind of disco era.
Steely Dan.
Yeah, Steely Dan.
Hall & Oates. Africa.
Eagles can be in there a little bit.
You can definitely throw the Eagles in there. What is not yacht rock? Anything from the Grease soundtrack.
Yeah, that's not fun. That's like a musical.
Yeah, that's not yacht rock. No. Christopher Walken didn't shove that lady over that boat listening to Grease.
Definitely didn't.
No, Michael McDonald.
Play me some sax.
So it's just like, man, one of the things we look forward to, circle on the calendar, even if the Reds are good or bad, it was just a violent disappointment.
Yeah, so hopefully they improve on it next year. Keep having people go on the field, but book the original band and do something about the sound equipment.
Yeah, docksiders need to pull into port and never get off. So it was so fun because I hyped it up. We had a good group of people.
We did.
We had some buds. We had Graham was there and a friend of the pod, and Kenny. Adam came. He brought some people. We were just like, man, Yacht Rock Night rules. It's going to be so great.
We were primed.
I had like all the naturals, and then I'm like ready to roll, dance, get up. Nope, just ended up yelling at the band.
Yeah, we left early, and then I was like, I gotta get out of here. I'm walking across the bridge.
Yeah, and we went to 2 more bars, and I was like, we probably should have left with Chris.
I'm sure it was good, the bars afterwards. I was also a little concerned because my normal parking spot, I had to pull an audible, so I was a little bit in a fishy situation.
I totally understand.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if my car is still there.
Oh, fishy situation on Yacht Rock Night? Oh, yeah, buddy. How fun. But yeah, was your car still there?
Yeah, it was still there. There was just like some other event going on. We were trying to like clear other cars out. And you can't park down this area past 8. And the place where I parked at, like you had to pay. You could only like do like 2 hours. This is so boring.
I think it's compelling.
But anyways, no one found the dead hooker in my trunk.
Hey, come on. I was compelled. I asked, and now I got the answer, and your car's fine.
Yeah, so, it felt good.
Yeah, it just felt right, you know? Mm-hmm. Can you park? Okay, now this is just devolving because I want to know. I could ask this off air, but I'm gonna ask now.
Let's do it.
You could park in that Ovation lot, right?
Yeah, I could, but I don't like to pay to park.
Oh, fair.
So, I mean, I paid like the smallest fee that I could to be in the lot that I was in.
Okay.
So, and it was also at the point it was like, I'm not circling around anymore.
Sure.
So I'm just going to go up the bridge here.
Fair enough.
And I just avoided not getting completely rained on.
There you go. Nailed it. And we did not get rained on. We got into the bar, didn't get rained on, went out, got to the other bar, and then continued to not get rained on. So it was pretty great. And then Saturday, I went to a wedding in Cleveland, and it was at the Cleveland Zoo. Mm-hmm. And Alicia did not let me take home the monkey I freed.
Oh, man. Did they have, like, the penguins get involved?
Dude, no penguins got involved, but there is this thing that they have. So, like, there was the service, and then we went out to the pavilion, which they called it Nature's Nook, and I was like, that's a new name for my butthole.
Yeah. Take a trip around Nature's Nook.
Smells like they just laid down some mulch. But we went. You got in line, you got your drinks, and they had little hors d'oeuvres going around. But the other thing you got to do was they had a carousel with all different animals on it, and I rode the gorilla.
Of course.
They did not like that I kept calling it Harambe. They hated it. And I just kept pointing finger guns at its head like, They were just like, come on. And I was like, you shouldn't have booze and me around like animals I can ride.
Yeah, and also you were fucking the donkey too. Like, sir, one or the other.
No, the problem was I kept climbing on top of the other animals, trying to put my dick in the giraffe's mouth.
Yeah, see, it's too high up there.
See, this is bullshit.
Come on, this is your fault.
And then, but the funniest part was during the service. So, like, there's the place where there was a reception hall, and there were like 20 foot tall, like all glass, like walls, basically giant windows, if you will.
Okay.
If you will.
All right, I will.
And then behind it was a lake. And on the other side of the lake, there was animatronic dinosaurs. Because, you know, that's fun. And then they had a zip line. It was called the Eagle Zoom zip line.
Yeah.
So it had little like eagle wings. And it was fucking flying. And I'm sitting there watching these two get married. And I look up and out of the corner of my eye, I just see the zip line go up. And it's a family of Mennonites. And then it flips around to the same family zooming back. One lady's holding on to her bonnet. Well, the guy's like, Stephanie, I love you so much. Your love means everything to me.
That's their form of public transportation. Zip lines.
They're like, we're allowed to believe in this type of electricity because I sure can't feel it.
It's just pulleys and levers. It isn't magic.
Yeah. And then the mom had explained to their kids, yeah, no, the dinosaurs were never real over there. Huh? And I am just biting the inside of my lip, trying not to laugh. And Alicia's like, what? And I just went, look. And it just, and I saw like 2 other families of Mennonites too. So it's like they all waited to fuck with me.
Children going by, beards flowing in the wind.
Bonnet zip-zapping around.
Whittling as they're flowing by.
Oh my God, it was so funny. Oh, it was very hard to keep it together, and I kept it together.
Good job.
Thanks, man. So, and then they it was about an hour and a half before the thing was supposed to end, and they made an announcement the lot that you guys are all parked in, the Lion lot is flooded. Please go get your cars. And I was like, Uber, baby, and just kept making a beeline to the bar.
Yeah, not my problem.
Not mine. I said I'd drink a bottle of scotch, and boy, how did I fucking do it.
Oh, my car is stranded in the Sahara. Time to hit the watering hole.
Oh, no, Simba drowned.
Oh, how about that?
How about it? So, yeah, that was Saturday. It was a fun wedding. And then Sunday did Commonwealth with you. So it was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a good time. Fucking yacht rock.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just as disappointing as the Reds bats. Mm-hmm. Lackluster.
Very much.
Did not get the job done at all. They did tonight, and it feels like we're back into this rhythm of being like, hey, what a shitty weekend, but get your hopes up. They won again.
Yeah, I know. It seems been the theme here, just like a little tug and pull going on here, a little seesaw action. We keep going over bad numbers, looking at them win here. I'm torn. Mm-hmm. Rip torn.
Just over here yanking on my pud, just getting my taffy all laughy, and mostly at the end of the week, it's real laughy at me. It's really laughy at me. You have your dick ever look at you and laugh?
My Laffy Taffy cock? Yeah, sometimes I'll take it. I'll roll it over newspaper sometime. Doonesbury's.
Look up. Oh, John Hamm's in a new TV show. In the entertainment section. Fuck off. Oh boy. But in some interesting news, the Mets undid all of Grimace's good work when they had him come out and throw the first pitch, because they decided, why not one-up it by having Haley Welsh, some of you may know her as the Hawk Tua girl, come out and throw the first pitch. And wouldn't you guessed it, the Mets lost that game.
Good. And I'm not mad at her. This is really just like a booking issue. This isn't her. This is her agent's fault. You know?
Why are we having Hawk Tua girl on the mound at Citi Field?
Yeah, that's got to be pretty upsetting. If you're someone else, because think about all the other people that they have go and take that mound or do things before. It's like, now we're going to have a wounded warrior stand up here in the dugout. Give him a round of applause. The MIA, empty seat up there. And now we'll direct your attention down on the field to Hawk Tua girl. Yep, it is a spitball. And catching it is her new roommate, Gargle, Gargle, Slop, Slop.
Catching it is the entire bullpen. Oh, they're lining up for autographs.
Oh, there they are.
There they are. Oh, they just keep having her put on lipsticks and kiss the 5x7s. But it's I get booking issue. At this point, they just have Jerry Seinfeld on retainer.
Yeah, why not? They really shouldn't have booked her. I don't have a problem with her. It's just they shouldn't have had her on the field because you were talking about it, how it would be a weird situation to explain to your child why this woman is on the field.
Yeah, they're it's you got a little 4-year-old. It's Mommy, who's Haley Welsh? And then she's ask your father. He keeps bringing it up to me.
Yeah, it says, we got to go to this game. Yeah,
we have to go. And you see the dad's just sitting there with his old sweat stained Mets hat. And then just a shirt that says spit on that thing.
Yeah, with his own homemade bobblehead he has of her.
It's just toothpicks just shoved at the top where it's just her head doesn't really move. But if you grab this little pump here, she just spits.
Yeah. And I made it with some gum I thought you'd like to eat. I started chewing it up and thinking about you.
Start chewing up thinking about you. Actually, it's not a lie. It's not gum. It's just old Zins I put in there.
Yeah.
So, I don't have an issue with it. I just think, I just think it's weird that you have to, any kid who's who is that? And you can't, you can't not say it. You can be she's just what are you going to do? She's just a girl from the internet.
Yeah, she's someone that's from the internet. She's an Instagram influencer.
Yeah, she's influencing something, tell you that.
I do like this photo of her. She just looks completely out of her league right there in the Mets presser.
Just sitting there like, she's like, yeah, no, I did not make these decisions. I told him, I was like, look, you need to unload at the deadline. You don't need to buy out. You need to unload.
It looks like she's not beating these allegations. That's her face.
She's just sitting there looking at the microphone. It's like, do you want me to spit on that thing?
Is this the thing I spit on?
This is it?
She's so done. She kind of looks like the way she looks like I'm about ready to drop this college course. I really outkicked my coverage on this.
Yeah, it looks like she's just sitting there listening to a history of the Mets.
Yeah, like, what is this?
Yeah. So what is a snake-bitten franchise? What do you mean by that?
Okay.
Oh, great. Now you're talking to me about the 2001 Subway Series. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Mike Piazza didn't juice. Okay, not what I heard from that Backney he got.
She should do like a Zen commercial or like a dip. Hawk Tua, spit on that thing.
Oh, spit out that thing.
Spit out that thing.
Listerine.
Spit out that thing so you can put that thing in, then spit out that thing.
Spit out that thing. Or leave it in there and let it get a little minty in your mouth, then spit out both them things.
Oh my God, it's not about. There's got to be hillbillies out there that do that. Just throw in a couple top Zins and just have the lady go downtown. That's how I like it.
Now, I can't confirm that this is a category on Pornhub, but it is. It is. I can't confirm it, but it is.
Oh, wonderful.
But it's just, no, you bring out Grimace, how fun is that shit? And then they just go on a run. You got Jose Iglesias, OMG, singing it on the field. And then you follow both those up by the girl who spits on the dick.
Yeah, they really dropped the ball on this one, quite literally.
Really screwed it up. So I am guaranteeing you, the Mets will not be making the playoffs.
I like that.
It's all Haley Welch's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll just be the Hawk Tua year.
Exactly.
And she will be in the annals of history for adding to the snake-bitten Mets.
So long, Grimace.
So long, Grimace. Hello, Haley Welch. Oh, man. Speaking of dipshits with their 15 minutes of fame, William Hendon, we covered him last week. He said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I'll have my lawyer read a letter to you. Mm. And the lawyer read the letter to court, and he was like, my client's sorry. And he went, I'm sorry. And then 3 minutes later, clearly isn't sorry.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I saw an ad on Instagram of him doing a flip in front of City View Tavern.
Yeah, he's milking it, as expected.
As expected, of course, and selling a bar. So if you want to hop in with me and buy City View Tavern in Mount Adams, I would love that. Because City View Tavern, you know what it's known for? It's where Manson used to hang out and drink.
For real?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, they don't serve tequila there anymore because that's what he would drink.
Tequila.
Hey,
come on, I'm going to get out of here.
All right. Well, good pod.
Yeah, all right. Got to flip.
Got to flip. I got to flip on out of here. Mm-hmm. But dude, okay, fine, go for it. Then the Florence Y'alls remind us that they are not a professional franchise or ran like one. Because they, on Friday, they booked William Hendon to come on out and do a backflip at the Y'alls game.
Yeah, that's real bad, dude. Like, he just got arrested at, Great American Ballpark. You're going to have him come on down and celebrate that? Bad luck, y'all.
Bad luck, yeah.
Bad luck, y'all.
Hey, bad luck, y'alls.
Come on now.
What a classless shit organization.
That's a bummer. I like their designs. I do like their hat, but, yeah. Come on now.
Come on now.
Why you gotta do that? This is a bluegrass thing. We don't tolerate that sassafras.
Come on,
or riffraff.
They don't back the blue, tell you that.
They do not.
Nope, we back the light blue and red and white and cream.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we still want him to get off. Don't get me wrong. He looked like a good kid.
Good kid.
Good kid. He just made a mistake.
He just happened to be white, and we'll get rid of. We'll make sure he's okay.
Yeah, we'll make sure he faces no repercussions. It's all right.
None whatsoever.
He read a letter.
Hey, no, his lawyer read a letter.
Those were hard words. He didn't write it.
I know, it's hard to say sorry.
Sorry.
When you don't mean it.
It's hard to say sorry when you don't mean it.
It's hard to say sorry when you don't mean it. Like, I get it, but here's the thing. Don't have a letter saying that you're sorry. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm the judge and I see this, I'm like, all right, okay. Can you come back here?
Yeah, you're sorry. Then explain all of this here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, explain that. Oh, cool. Paid Instagram ad. Now I got to find out how much it's going to be to pay him to come down to the fart dungeon to do a backflip in front of the camera.
All right.
Okay, I mean,
I'll reward it. No.
excellent. Right on. Excellent. But yeah, it's just like, I just think it's so funny. He's like, man, I'm so sorry. Oh man, I don't want to get. I'm sorry because I got caught.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just really don't want to have to face any restitution for what I did.
Yeah, dude. I'm really sorry that like I harshen like everyone's buzz, but like I did it for me. I don't think you'll ever understand that. You know?
Yeah, I mean it's real tough being me right now.
It's so hard, dude. All this attention and like getting paid tens and $20s of dollars to just keep doing these flips and go out to these minor league affiliates. Not even minor leagues, sorry, independent baseball.
I had to wake up at 8:30 and put a tie to get here. Do you know how early I had to call my dad to have him come over to do that for me?
You know how hard it was being not that hungover?
Yeah, bro. It was sick.
He was so sick. Sick as fuck. But no, it's just, I don't know. I just think it's so funny. I just am enjoying the tale, and then we'll see what happens the next couple years.
Yeah, I'm glad that there just wasn't Instagram and like TikTok being like a big thing when I was in high school, because I was rambunctious. I would do things just for funsies and stories.
Sure, but you never ran onto the field.
No, but I mean, if there was like more incentive, I could see me doing it.
What? Okay, here's
a bigger audience.
Okay, oh yeah, because then you just become his influencer.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's why I'm glad it wasn't around when I was about that age, because that would have maybe had an influence on me, positively, negatively. But it seems like there's a lot more pressure.
Sure.
And incentive to be put on to some of these kids when they realize, like, hey, I can just run on the field, do a fucking backflip, and then I will be kind of the cool thing for a while. Hence the first story we started off with here.
Yeah, and guess what, dude? Like, now this kind of incentivizes people even more. Because they're like, wait, I can just run on the field, do a 20-hour diversion program, say I'm sorry, and then make money. Yeah, sign me up. This is going to be a problem next year because of that.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people wanting to throw out the first pitch at the Y'alls.
You know what? I'm really excited to sell this failed bistro. Watch me do a flip.
There's going to be some people trying to do like selling slip and slides when I try to slide across the infield, but then I got tased in the testicles.
There's no consequences to your action.
Yay! But the first person to make an example out of, you already know what they don't look like.
Yeah, yeah, you already know what they're backing.
Yep.
So, yikes.
Precisely, yikes.
Yikes. Because, yeah, we all know that's the fucking truth.
Yeah, but again, this kid, he's going to land on his feet. He'll be fine.
Oh,
I had to do it.
come on.
I know. I'm going to get out of here.
You did it. We're all real proud. Oh, boy. So, moving from one piece of trash to some other trash, Ty France on Saturday. Guy takes a big old swing, whiff, and then the bat flies out of his hands and lands directly into the trash can.
You just got to leave it there after that. It's like, I don't need that. Leave it there.
Can I get a new one?
It's done.
Yeah.
There's no more hits left in that. It's done.
No. The last hit that was left there just went viral. So, got to get another one.
Yeah, give me that bat back that has the other team's spittle on it now. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, can you get the one from Citi Field from the Hawk Tua girl? Great. She spit on it? You sure? Oh, yeah, it's authenticated. Yeah, you can see the little bit of... that's mint. That's mint zin.
Yeah, and also you can already see a little bit of herpes forming on the handle there of the bat.
Oh, yep.
Already going against the grain. Yep.
Yep.
That's how it forms.
All right, I need extra pine tar. No, I just thought that was great. Did you see his bat from Players Weekend too?
I don't think so.
It had a guy like very pale-faced, thin mustache, black, very similar to this situation. Aviators that had the flag of France in them.
Okay.
A little beret, and then above the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, that's nice.
How fun, because France. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
Was it like
cool?
Was it like the who was like that V for Vendetta like face?
It was no, it was more like a Pixar face, like a very white, pasty, rosy cheeks, very like
non-specific
Frenchman.
Okay, good.
Right.
As they should be.
That's why I didn't shave today, because I'm like, I'm not the bat.
I don't want to be describing myself.
No, I'm not gonna. He did not hit me into the garbage. I just think it's funny. I mean, poor guy got DFA'd, and then he's having a great run with the Reds, and then it's just like nationally, everyone's like, he's trash. It's in the trash. Ha ha, get him.
Yeah, was that on a national game? Was that the one?
No, that was Saturday.
Oh, okay, yeah, but still, that's not the clip you want to see.
No, that's rough. You feel for the guy. For someone since I've got it written down here because I want to talk about it a little bit more. Since August 5th, 316, 368, 530. 632, not including tonight, what he did against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's looking a lot better. I mean, he's got a really nice, pretty good swing, big, beefy boy, as far as, like, you can see he's got some guns on him there, some real meat hooks. So, yeah, when he puts the bat in the ball, it goes.
It goes pretty far and pretty fast. So, like, Players Weekend, I love Players Weekend. I love the Players Weekend. Then it goes right into the Little League game where they play at Williamsport. Like, what would you say this year was a success? It's the first time it's been back since pre-Pandy.
I say it was definitely a success. You get to see like the Little League kids there watching the Major League players play, and you get to see them just be thoroughly just enthusiastic and having such a great time. Seeing like the shot of those kids watching Soto do his little strut, and then just losing their minds like behind them. It's like, that is so cool. That is worth it right there.
That is what baseball's all about. And then just like the fun cleats, like the Reds, they had kids at Children's paint the cleats. And then they had to wear them. So those cleats were pretty sick. And
much like those kids.
And you know what? Those cleats didn't have a whole lot of run in them.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They had exactly 3 runs in them.
3 runs. I'm just going to tap out. Some of the bad stuff going through my head right now. I want you to isolate anything on me.
I won't clip it, I promise.
All right.
Okay. Boy, man. Yeah, my favorite bat and cleat thing was Bobby Witt Jr. with the Pablo Sanchez bat.
It took me a minute to realize what that was. I was like, what does that look like? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart. That was a nice throwback. And he's pretty young for that, right? I mean, yeah. So I think that was pretty cool. Hats off to you.
Bobby Witt Jr. Dude, he took that thing, and he took Pablo, and he took that thing to second deck.
Yeah, dude.
Center field.
He lived up to that name. Good for him. And we were at the game where he was was it him that was a triple shy away from the
cycle? Yeah.
And then they walked him?
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, do it. Because he had that double where he waited on it, and then he just pushed it down the first baseline and just had so much English on it.
Dude, he's a good baseball player.
He's real good. I'm enamored. I mean, we said the same kind of thing to each other when we were at the game on Friday. It was like watching him. It's like you just see those players who are next level, and the only person I could compare him to was Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, dude.
And watching him for all 3, I'm like, similar tool sets. Gunnar might have some more power, but who knows? They're both so young.
Yeah, dude. It was fun getting to watch him play. Like seeing like that speed and athleticism like live is really cool.
Yeah, watching 2 defensive premier shortstops this week was pretty awesome. Like watching Mason Wynn go into the hole and see him just basically step back on a ground ball and then unload, and just watching that thing just zip right out of his hands. I was like, that's impressive. Then watching Bobby Witt, just every little thing he does, you're like, man, he just does it next level.
Yeah, there's a precision to it, and it's effortless.
Yeah, like remember we were watching him at second. It was a liner, and the way he took 2 hops, had his head turned, looking back, and you just knew immediately. He's like, "Oh, that's gonna land," and then turned and just booked. I was like, "Man, just the instincts and the develop that skill, that little thing that he clearly worked on with the nuance was, poof."
Yeah, the economy of moves that he has is really good.
God, he's so good. I hate him.
Yep, screw him. Screw him.
Good thing we only get to see him 3 times a year.
Yeah.
God, because it's just them and the Orioles. I'm like, man, they're both so young. They both have just studs everywhere, and they're going to be good for a long time. You're like, thank God they're the AL Central and the AL East.
Yeah, and they swept us. Both of them this year.
Both of them.
Thank you.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So it was almost like what we do here every week, where we're sitting here, we end up watching the game Monday, and they win, and we get all excited, and we're like, man, they could really put it together, and then they just drop the next two games.
Yeah, quite literally. Went from one sweep to another sweep, but complete opposite directions.
Yeah, they took those 24 hours that we normally have and turned them into a whole week.
Yeah, man, it was rough. It was so fun. One sweep in the Dirty Birds is always great. Love seeing it, and it seemed like things were clicking, bats were roaring, and then all of a sudden the Royals series popped up, and it just completely stopped.
I've never seen a team offensively slam on the brakes that hard.
Yeah, all things considered, it is quite the abrupt change in just how they play week to week, series to series. So it is confounding sometimes. I mean, we were sitting there that first game of the series in the stands. It's like, man, this is not at all what I thought was going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, I thought, the Royals were going to play pretty tough, but there was such little offense going, and that was the theme for the next two games.
Yeah, and you were just hoping if they would have won one more, they would have gained the game for the week that they've talked about, that Nick Crowell's talked about. It's like if you just win one or two, you're just chipping away and you're keeping pace and you're just trying to stay in it. And instead, finish the week 500 and an opportunity to just kind of take a little jump, get a little closer each week and stay in the damn thing.
Yeah, it wasn't even like they lost but played well. They lost and got spanked. And there was like such little offense, so guys that were seemingly kind of on a roll or doing all right just went cold, minus like a couple.
Yeah.
So it was just like everything that went wrong seemingly in this series.
Yeah, and the thing that, like, if you were to say like, oh man, the Reds, you look at the run differential, they've just been unlucky. This series, they lost 28-3. Mm-hmm. Really chipped away that run differential that we've been hyping up, saying like they're gonna make the run, they're gonna make the turn, and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, I really left the benefit of the doubt on this series there about who was the better team for that.
Yeah, no kidding. Minus 25 runs from that overall season differential.
Yeah, and they were doing it with big hits, the Royals were, and they were just doing the series of just slapping the ball around. It was just like death from 1,000 cuts and then like a dagger, to the side every once in a while.
They were aggressive at the plate, too.
Yeah, they didn't wait around.
No, they didn't. And watching Vinny Pasquantino just drill one, just into right field and over the wall and just being like, throwing the bat down. Like, you're just like, fuck. Nope. This is just ugly.
Yeah, full disclosure, I didn't, besides the game Friday that we went to, I was looking on my phone throughout Saturday, and man, I had to keep doing like, you gotta be kidding me. It's like 12-0. And then Sunday I was at a family event earlier in the day and got to watch like about half of it. But man, this was the series to zone out.
No kidding. Dude, Saturday I was at the wedding, had it pulled up. And I looked at Alicia and I went 10-0, and she went, why don't you talk to your friends? I was like, you're right.
Well, I got my phone here.
I got it right here.
I got all I need.
I got my phone. I can ignore these people and get scotch from that person.
Yeah, I get scotch here. This makes me mad. Screw them.
And
I'm a great person. I'm fun to be around.
Also, they're going to bring me a plate of beef. Come on.
That's awesome.
It was great as the person next to me didn't show up. So I got two dinners.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I got chicken. It had like a mushroom sauce on it, mushroom gravy with mushroom ravioli.
Oh, damn.
And then I had beef with asparagus and potatoes.
Living large.
Yeah, but the thing that really bums me out is Alicia didn't tell me they were offering kids menu if you asked. Chicken tenders and mac and cheese. Wish I would have got it. I saw it be brought out to a child, and I was just so mad.
I'm pretty sure Alicia's glad that you did not see that. I don't think she wants to be eating next to a grown adult, her husband, who's eating chicken tendies and mac and cheese. Never again, Bill.
Excuse me, you have barbecue sauce? Yeah, we'll get it for you. It's like, cool, can you also bring me scotch soda, please?
Scotch and soda?
Scotch and soda.
Excuse me, this was supposed to come with crayons? Whiskey neat.
Whiskey neat. Big coob. Big coob. So yeah, Saturday then Sunday, watched the start, and we were in the car, and then the rain delay was all the way. It was like,
oh yeah,
most of the time in the car. Then watched it at home. Had tickets, had my season seats, but I was just so zapped. And also after the rain delay and what happened Saturday, I was like, I'm fucking good.
I got you. And also, too, sometimes it's so fun at the stadium, but normally there's a lot of people to talk to. So, like, sometimes, like, if you really want to pay attention to the game, just park in front of the TV. I can follow the pitches. It's so much better that way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got a good group of folks. A lot of them keep score and stuff, so they're locked in and they're engaged. But, you know, if it's a Friday night, you're not fully locked in.
Yeah, collectively, we're engaged and know what's going on. Individually, I'm pretty lost a lot of times.
I'm very
Especially
confused.
Yacht Rock night. Oh. I was drinking that, not zombie dust. It was that space dust. That's what it was. Elysian or Elysian.
Space dust out of Seattle. Mm-hmm. Delicious stuff. Best deal in the ballpark.
It was. And it was probably one of the reasons I didn't go to the bars. So I can get out of here.
Yeah, you were drinking 22. There was like 22.5 ounces of 8.5% IPAs. It's like, yeah, this beer comes from space because that's where it's going to send you.
I'm going to walk this off. I need to walk over a bridge now.
Yeah, I need to. Oh, I got to rub it. I just got to rub it, make it feel better.
Yeah.
So okay. That's not how we're going to start the full Reds breakdown here because I feel like this is probably the most important. Not just losing in that fashion over the weekend was brutal, but the news coming in Friday. Hunter Greene, 15-day IL, right elbow inflammation. That's bad.
That's not a good sign. We did get a little bit of information that might point towards something a bit better than awful. However, skepticism is always the key when we're hearing anything as far as like health news goes from the organization. But yeah, Hunter Greene going on the IL is awful.
Yeah, you can't trust anything they say anymore, especially with CES and then throwing Lodolo out there with that blister. And then he has not looked the same since then. And whatever's going on with Matt McLain, at this point getting a second look at that rib cage when he'd already messed up his shoulder, you can't.
He might have a foot injury. I have no idea. They might not know what a shoulder is. I'm very concerned. And Brandon Williamson, who knows?
We have no idea. So them telling us anything, they could look at you and go, you know, this guy actually Green, and you'll be like, yeah, I guess I have to believe you.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, that's probably correct.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm in. No, it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Nick Kroll said, what he said today is, quote, promising. Quote, we had a doctor see him, had an MRI. It is not as bad as we thought. He's going to get checked out again. A second opinion, and we're working through that right now. At this point, it's minimal. He's going to miss some time, obviously. Best case scenario is it's an injury to his elbow, and we just want to be precautious on that. But overall, it's the best case scenario, and hopefully he'll miss a minimal amount of time, and he'll be back soon. He's going to get a second opinion because CES needed to get a second opinion.
Yeah, because the first opinion didn't find the broken hand in his hand.
In his hand. When they looked at it, they were like, you're fine. He's like, I'm going to go check that out real quick. And then they go and they check and they go, yeah, dude, that's fucked. Shut it down. Mm-hmm. And they lollygagged and waited too long.
Yeah, they did. So that cost him bigly. Bigly.
Huge. And then Brandon Williamson, like we said, we just don't know. He might be supposedly starting up soon. Gotten very minimal information on him, and so you're just looking back and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I totally believe him. I just there's my gut feeling says Nick Kroll and David Bell really know how to handle the health of this team.
Yeah, I've seen this dog and pony show before. So, yeah, skepticism is the key for this. But I really do hope that things are going to go well for him. And maybe it's just like maybe some elbow soreness, elbow fatigue. Who knows? But, yeah, this is awful to see, especially with how he's been pitching as of late. A legitimate Cy Young candidate season.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's retroactive and he only misses 2 starts. That's best case scenario.
Yeah.
And if he missing 2 starts, does that take him out of the Cy Young conversation?
No. If he comes back in and is just lights out and picks up where he left off, and maybe would have to have Sale kind of drop off a bit.
Sure.
So I think he would be in the conversation if he just misses 2 starts, comes back, and I'm not sure how many more outings that would give him. But if he can come in and still be dominant, especially after going on the IL like that, that would be a great conversation, for him to have, that argument. But seeing as how it's going to be reflective on where the Reds are at, too.
Sure. It is. And, there's the possibility that they go, just shut it down, bring up some more kids. curl it because it'll be by the time that they have him truly evaluated to where he'll be, it'll be the beginning of September.
Yeah.
So at that point, then you're like, well, you got some of these kids pitching for the bats. Bring them up. Bring up Rhett Lauder. You're not starting the clock if you're bringing them up in September.
Yeah, depending on the
think about it that way.
True. Yeah, depending on the severity and where the Reds are at in the wild card hunt, that will determine whether or not he's going to come back or be shut down.
Yeah, because if he comes back and does what he did while puking, mind you, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 1 walk, 8 Ks, 16 whiffs, and 11 of those on his fastball.
Yeah, he's feeling confident. He's knowing how to pace himself in games. He is just being the ace that we've wanted him to be.
Yeah, the fastball command. Mm-hmm. I mean, the way he peppers the top of the zone, and you look at his fastball, living low, living on the edges, and living high.
That confidence to go in on hitters, and if he's missing, it's not leaking over the middle of the plate. It's bearing further in. So the times when he is missing, he's having a productive miss.
Yes, exactly, dude. Exactly. And so it's a shame to see him go down like this because he also threw one of his curveballs.
Yeah, buddy.
He threw that back in the mix.
Look at it.
10 splitters, 32 sliders, 63 fastballs, 106 pitches. You just are so bummed because he did turn that corner. And here's worst case scenario, okay? Worst case scenario is the inflammation goes down, and then they look and they're like, that's a UCL sprain. Mm-hmm. That is the absolute worst case scenario because that means Tommy John again.
Yeah, and he's already had the one, which was 2019, something like that. So, I mean, it's not uncommon for pitchers to have 2 Tommy Johns now. However, surgery is still surgery.
Yeah, dude, it's still an elbow.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not sure how much easier it is to recover after 2 Tommy John surgeries, but we are talking worst case scenario right now.
Yeah, I can tell you how it is to recover after eating 2 Jimmy John sandwiches. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot. You have to caffeinate. You really just have to maybe take a little digestive, shoot it down, really help push everything through, wait it out. Mm-hmm. About an hour before you do anything else.
But again, he's an athlete, so please pace yourself.
Pace yourself. So this is what you're supposed to do after 2 Jimmy Johns. 2 Tommy Johns, no clue.
Got no idea.
None whatsoever. But, I'll try and go for another two Jimmy John J, and I'll film it and let you know how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Hunter, if this is a Tommy John surgery, if you go through it, Billy will do 4 Jimmy Johns. He will inspire you.
Now, if I do 4 Jimmy Johns, that means there are going to be 4 unwitches.
They will have to be.
That's easier to take down.
Yeah, and after 3, it's very unlikely to get past the 4th unless you do the unwitch.
Yeah, and then you're actually inviting more vitamins into your body, some good powerful greens along with the protein from the meat. So yeah, a great way to end is with the unwitch.
Mm-hmm. And the bread won't back you up that much.
No, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. And especially if you get a little shot of Aperol, maybe.
That's nice.
An Underberg, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Go get a little Underberg, and that just helps push everything right along. So when you get your second Jimmy John's.
Again, we're talking about Tommy John surgery.
Oh, fuck. But, I hope that it's not that. I really want to see him come back. I really want to see him push and end the season strong and possibly help this team get to the playoffs. It's still not out of the question. As infuriating as this team is, there's plenty of time where it could still happen.
And they do have a schedule where it allows them to kind of control their own destiny with the amount of people within their division that they're playing and people who are also in the hunt. So a lot of things can happen.
Play the Cubs again. Play the Brewers again. Play the Pirates. Play the Cardinals again at St. Louis. And then, what was the other one? There's
Mets, maybe?
Your Cubs. I already said Cubs. Mets. No, we already played there.
Well, we do got the A's, so that could be fun.
That could be fun. Here. Damn it. Now I'm pulling it up.
All good. But there's opportunity ahead of us, and it's still pretty close and tight enough to where things can still happen.
Yeah. Not out of the realm of possibility. Okay, here you go. Yep, at the Mets. And then that one against the Braves, at the Braves. 3 at St. Louis, 3 at Minnesota, 3 at the Braves. You play the Braves 4 more times.
Oh, wow.
They're in front of you. 3 against the Mets, they're in front of you. Pirates, 2 against the Guards, and then the end of the season, 3 at the Cubs.
You never know. That final series there could be a playoff series for both clubs.
Could be. We just don't know. So you can't say it's over yet, but there are some things that make you go, well, is it though? But is it? But is it? See, we're hyping ourselves up after the Monday dub, dude. We're doing it again.
Fluctuating it. Just trying to stay on an even keel here, but I know we're getting ourselves up a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, because then you start the week looking and you go, man, Andrew Abbott had a really good start against the Cardinals. 6 2/3, 1 earned run, 5 hit, 2 walks, 6 Ks, 9 whiffs, 6 of them on the sweeper. You're like, man, he's cooking. He's dotting his fastball high, getting some weak contact as well as some ground outs.
Yeah, man, you think if we can take 2 or 3 from the Blue Jays and maybe roll over the Pirates and maybe a few of the teams ahead of us, and that's just all like the Plinko chips to start kind of moving around there. And you saw, when we swept the Cardinals, what that did to like the standings.
Yeah.
It just changed so quickly.
It just dramatically. And then also, then you look and you see what Andrew Abbott did against the Royals. Look, I get there was a rain delay, but again, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. That's not terrible, but that's also not great. But 5 innings, he ate up enough, 83 pitches. You knew he could have gone a little longer if there wasn't that break.
True.
After pitching 1 2/3, but you got to commend him for going 5 with the break.
Yeah, he figures it out, and yeah, that was he probably waited for like 45 minutes, something like that, maybe even longer.
50 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't the greatest situation to be in, but yeah, he's been struggling trying to like find exactly like his rhythm to not get like these longer counts, and it's what tends to kind of happen with him as of late, where he's just not exactly as crisp or finding the zone. So that's the times where I feel like he's getting himself in a little pinch.
Yeah, because then again, he's like very similar to Carson Spires. You say Spears is like, if he's just off by this much, that fastball gets rocked.
Yeah, and when he is in a situation where he has to throw, a strike, and if he's a little shaky with some of those other pitches, well, a batter can sit back on 94, and drive it somewhere, and that's what we're seeing. Also, he might be a little fatigued.
Yeah.
In the latter part of the season here, so some of those pitches are getting a little flat.
A little flat. But again, coming from your 4-starter overall for the week, he had, oh boy, math is hard. 11 2/3 innings, 5 runs. You split that down the middle, 2 good starts.
Yeah, if we had a lot more offense going on, it'd just be another good start from Abbott.
Whoa. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Oh, okay.
Good offense? Come on. That's not this team.
All right.
We know that for a fact. That is confirmed. And then Wednesday, bullpen day. Mm-hmm. Good to see, going into the day off, they went Pagan with 2. He gave up 2 hits, no runs. Sam Maul, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 2 Ks. Then Carson, I say Spires, you say Spears, 2 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. He is not looking as sharp as he once did.
No, he'll still have some time to figure it out, but as of late, he's been struggling.
You look at that pitch chart, man, the thing that we always talked about with him and what makes him successful is the fact that he has 3 different fastballs and that he can place them in the zone and he can be effectively wild with that cutter and sinker. Now he's just wild.
Yeah, those aren't in the zone.
No, they are high, they are outside, they are low, or they are inside, not really filling up the box.
No, so that's not going to translate to wins there for you.
No, but then I think it's him being a little gun shy after getting blitzed by the Brewers and being like, I think I might need to figure out a different approach. And it's like, well, this is what's worked for you the whole year. Mm-hmm. Well, so get back to it.
Yeah, I think we've seen that where it takes him normally like an inning to kind of settle down and remind himself like, oh, I do have good stuff.
Yeah.
And so he gets a little rocky start. So he's just trying to get his feet settled underneath him. And yeah, I don't think this is going to be something he's going to continually deal with, of just this being erratic. But he was here.
No, and I don't. Do you kind of? I don't know if I see this moving forward. Him having an opener. Maybe
Hopefully
this is the plan. If not, because you kind of want him to just get out the gate and just let it ride.
Yeah, just get over it. Trial by fire, and that's how you're just going to learn. I think just a lot of it just with the necessity of this year and how it just, it might be a more comfortable way for him to start. But yeah, I'd like to see him just be a legit starter next year if possible.
Yeah, or his next start in general.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be pretty rad.
Rad.
That'd be so rad. And then Nick Martinez.
Speaking of rad,
6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 8 hits, no walks, 4 Ks, 10 whiffs, 6 of them off the changeup, 80 pitches. That right there is a quality start.
Yeah, from a guy that wasn't really supposed to be a starter this year. That's amazing. And what was that? 0 walks. That's great. That's how you get deeper into innings and deeper into ball games, and you could see like where his pitches are, and he's staying pretty much well within that zone. Besides going north and south, but those are for changeups.
Yeah, and he's just getting the whiffs on him. So it kind of makes you wish that you saw him throw it a little bit more.
Yeah, if he is feeling confident with it, but yeah, the numbers speak for themselves there. I mean, there's a lot of swings and whiffs.
Yeah, he looked good when we were there.
Yeah.
We were there. We're like, man, he is living at the top of the zone too with the fastball. I mean, dude, it's great. And then the cutter working it inside out too. Like he's looking really good. He's been exactly as advertised. Hey, you need me to pitch out of the pen? I can do that. Need me to start? I can do that. I can fix it all. Call me Fix It Nick. Mm-hmm. So good to see. I'm worried about Nick Lodolo.
Yeah. How so?
2 1/3, 8 hits, 8 runs, 8 walks, 2 Ks? No, 2 1/3, 8 runs. I am so fucking stupid. Okay, let's try this again. 2 1/3, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, gave up a homer. Mm. I probably should have put the little things above it when I screenshotted it, but I didn't.
Yeah, but when you're saying it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, because he's been so good this year. Mm-hmm. He's all over the place.
Yeah, as far as being worried, long term, no. Short term, yes. Because, I mean, this was something that was brought up. Blister thing, I believe it was the Cowboy, Jeff Brantley. I believe listening to him, he said he's going to be dealing with this issue the rest of the season. Yeah. It's a blister. It doesn't necessarily want to heal. You figure out how to kind of work around it. I assume, again, Jimmy John's here.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he's trying to figure out how to approach his pitching style differently, of working more with like fastballs up in the zone, not relying much on the heavy breaking stuff. And I just think he's kind of losing his identity and is just out of a funk. And he just had a bad outing combined with, some other things.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, yes, 100%. Because like he's not attacking that back foot with the curveball.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have elite control with the fastball. The thing that I found interesting was after the game, he said, I don't need to have my best stuff to succeed. Let me rephrase that. I don't have to be sharp to succeed, is what he said. I like what he said, but I don't believe him. Because these are the results, along with a few others that weren't great either. I mean, July 9th against Colorado at home, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 bombs. You look at a few of these, you're like, this is not the same guy. And then Miami, 4 2/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, like 4 walks, 4 Ks. Then he goes on a little bit of a run against Tampa and Washington, but again, against Washington, 4 earned runs. Tampa, 6 2/3, 2 earned runs. Hell yeah. Chicago, 5 2/3, 8 earned runs. And you're like, you got a little bit of a back to normal-ish, 6 against Miami, 2 earned runs, 5 1/3 against Milwaukee, 3 earned runs, and then again, 2 1/3, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Inconsistency compared to what we saw where it was 5 2/3 or 6 innings minimum with giving up 1 or 2 runs with 6 to 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, in the beginning of the year, they were kind of like, hey, we know you can go longer, you're doing great, but we're going to have to pull you back like a little bit. And he kept getting better, then all of a sudden, it just seemed to just be doing a tailspin at this point. So, yeah, as far as the comment about not needing to be sharp to be good, maybe someone told him that, or maybe that's like something he's got to tell himself, hey, I don't have to be 100% to be effective.
Yeah.
Look at Abbott, case in point, not always as sharp with some of his pitches, but he figures out ways to finagle, a good outing. So I think Lodolo needs to figure out what his secondary set of game plans are, essentially for when he doesn't have his curveball. And people were jumping on him, and he was getting like strikeouts a lot more because people aren't waiting around for the curveball, so they're swinging at a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas now it just feels like he's not accurate, and then of course that big devastating curve is not there.
No, it's not. And like, if he can't place his fastball, then you aren't getting fooled by the curveball, right? Well, then he's trying to figure out like what is that other secondary pitch, and he's trying to lean on that changeup, and that's what got bombed, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, and then he left it center. And it got smoked.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't really place it that much better in the middle.
No, you can't. So I'm a little worried. Again, this is the most amount of innings he's pitched so far in his professional career. I don't know. Like, are they going to shut him down?
Similar, I guess, with like Hunter Greene, just figuring out where the Reds are at in the wild card hunt here. I mean, hopefully Lodolo can figure it out. I really do have faith that long term he's going to be fine. Just short term, I just think he's struggling to figure out like who he is.
Yeah.
Dealing with a small issue that has just been perplexing him. Mm-hmm. So, but if he is not feeling great and is having another outing similar to this, I can see them shutting him down. Arm fatigue, something like that.
Yeah, and with this team knowing what they're talking about with injuries and have been, fully transparent and have nailed it this whole season, makes you wonder what else is going on behind the curtain.
Correct. So I would much rather see them not try and push him further, considering all the other stuff we've been talking about.
I wonder if the Reds medical team has thought of this yet. The finger that has the blister, have they thought about cutting it off?
Just cut off the finger.
Yeah, just cut the whole thing off.
Why not?
Hey, if you can't get a feel for the ball, how about you just don't have any feelings there anyway? Snip, snap.
Mm-hmm. It worked for all the other guys here. Oh, you got a broken hand? Maybe you just don't have a broken hand.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? Hey, did you see Jim Abbott? He didn't have fingers on one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Threw a no-no.
It can happen.
No hitter. Who knows? It's worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth a shot. And then we had tonight, Aguilar, dude. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks, gave up a bomb to Vladdy.
That'll happen.
Went 2 times through the lineup and took care of business.
Great job.
Good job. The 23-year-old 12th round pick. He did it. He didn't lose the game. The rest of the bullpen, except to the end towards Alexis Diaz, gave up another shot, but then he turned it into a save situation because then it was 3 runs. And he's like, now I can pitch in this. Fuck you, David Bell. Saves only.
Yeah, saves only here.
Saves only in my heart and in the box score. So, I mean, then tonight, he looked good. I mean, I didn't have, he just hung that one and then a couple squeaked through by him and they generated one, but there was nothing where I'm watching him like, this guy doesn't look like a big league pitcher.
No, he looked good. His fastball had some nice movement to it. He did settle down at one point when the pitching coach came out. He did well. He recovered at one point when he got a little hairy. And just pretty much the one bad pitch was that hanging slider.
That sinker's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's a big league sinker. So ride it out, see how long the kid can go, and who knows?
Exactly. We don't know. Hunter Greene's on the IL. Lodolo, he's got a boo-boo on that finger. We don't know.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Rhett Lauder pitched 7 innings in his last start in Double-A.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Complete game. I'm just saying.
There's options. There's fun ones.
There's fun ones. If they feel like doing it, September 1st, get those extra roster spots. And we'll most likely see Zach Maxwell coming up here soon, too. So... and that leads right into the bullpen. A couple rough outings for Fernando Cruz and Casey Ligma Nuts. Bummer indeed. Do I blame both of them for getting shelled in the second inning when they went out to pitch? when they probably should have been pooled, when the game was still in hand and we just needed the offense to score. But instead, it's like, we need to save the arms for the rest of the week instead of trying to win at least one of these. And they didn't. This bullpen management from this weekend was honestly pathetic.
Yeah, and he should have taken Cruz out of there, if for anything, to give him the sensation again of having come out there and successfully done his job. To have him leaving the mound feeling like, oh, yes, I can do this, get him on a roll, and then he came back out for the next inning, and it just did not go well.
No, it didn't, and he gave up a bomb to the pass watch, and it was a splitter that didn't split, which has been happening more often than not. I mean, he got 5 days off, came and pitched well against the Cards, and you felt, all right, he's back, baby. And then they overextended him.
Yeah, such a bummer. This is one situation where I would disagree with Bell on sending him back out.
And same with Casey Ligma-Nuts, dude. Like, the fact that you call him up from AAA, has a good first inning, and you're like, cool. Good job. You did it. And instead they're like, roll him back out there. And he just got demolished.
Yeah, that's, again, going to ruin the psyche. And it's difficult. There's certain players that can go out there from the bullpen, do multiple innings. A lot of guys get really juiced up for 3 outs. And then that's it. And then you send them back out there. It's just like a recalibration situation. Again, Jimmy John's, but still, I think there's some sort of science to that.
Yeah, and look, he drove up from Louisville. And you have to go and face some real hot bats that have been owning you all weekend.
Yeah, like have a little bit of empathy what's going on in between the ears of these players here.
Yeah, throw out a vet. Throw Justin Wilson back out there. Throw Buck Farmer in that situation, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I understand like wanting to save some arms. However, if you can just have another arm get 3 outs or be out there for 3 batters, they can go again the next night, perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean, they were only down 3 runs in the 9th. And again, there is one call we'll talk about in a minute, but like they were in it and then just immediately not.
Yeah.
So I think also on top of that, that's when Ellie De La Cruz had that ball called on him that was at his shins.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Middle shin with the bases loaded to just completely shift the tone of the game. So I think that Bell was just like, if we're not going to score there, we're not scoring again. Send him out there.
Yeah, I can see that. That definitely changes the whole, perspective of that game. And that is another frustrating thing that we've brought up many times. Ellie probably leads the league in called strikes outside of the zone. Seen it happen so many times. His shins start up higher. He's not, a 6'1" guy. He's up there.
Yeah, and they're still calling low strikes on him, even though he is 19 feet tall.
And I would really hope, too, that the umpire association, or just how they probably have, like, game plans or just know how to, like, call pitches against certain guys. They know Ellie's very tall. They know Ellie has probably gotten a lot of bad calls called against him. So I imagine they would have to figure, like, hey, know exactly where his knees start.
Yeah. Maybe he needs to wear taller shin guards. He needs to go out there with 2 of them on looking like a catcher.
Perhaps.
Instead of just the front one, have both of them on, have them tall and be like, look, these are my shins. This is my knee. Use your eyes.
Yeah, dude, I put some like pine tar like right in his knees where it starts or something visual to help these umps, because it's just, I understand it's not easy, but still, that was a very critical moment that really could have swung either way for the Reds.
Yeah, because he could have walked, they would have brought in another run, and then that's when Spencer Steer comes up.
Exactly.
A guy who was hot all week. That's the sitch. And then who knows what could have happened after that. Maybe he ropes one in the left center field. The Reds win this, and they go 4-2 over the week and gain a game instead of just being 500.
Yeah, it changes the whole composition of that series.
One call, maybe, but kind of boiling it down to that one call, the whole weekend, it doesn't matter if you play 3 games and you score 2 runs or 1 run. But if you score 3 runs in 3 games, you're going to lose all 3 times.
Yeah, that's not good math. That's easy math. You're probably not going to win.
You're probably not. You got to like do something to like, you got to like score to win. I think that's the objective.
Yeah, get more than a field goal.
But it doesn't seem like it though with this team this year. it's very interesting when you look at the whole week. I mean, India had a hell of a week. 353, 450, 765 with a weighted on base average of 503 with weighted runs created plus at 224. He had 2 homers. He had 5 ribbies. He scored 3 runs. Walked more than he struck out, 15% to 10%. That's for the week. But then you look at what he did for the Royals. 375, 545, 500, no homers, 11 plate appearances, 1 RBI. He was getting on. Mm-hmm. But wasn't bringing in any. He brought in 1 run. Yeah. Tyler Stevenson brought in a run, and Jeimer Candelario brought himself in. There's your 3 runs. That's how they did it, folks.
Yep, that was the whole recap of the Royals there. So, yeah, bummer. Glad to see India doing well. But, yeah, if you're not getting other people on base or having any extra base hits there, kind of hard to win series.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Let's look at some of the gaps in the game here. Your right field platoon. I want you to guess how many hits they had over the weekend.
Royals and just the Royals?
Just the Royals. Your right field platoon of Jake Fraley and Will Benson.
Dude, I'm going to say 2.
You guessed 2 too many.
Oh, my Lord.
Ready for this? Zeros across the board. Zeros.
Not getting it done.
From a power position.
Unacceptable.
Zeros.
Unacceptable.
Novi Marte, third base, power position. How many hits do you think he had?
I'm kind of looking now. I'm going to say 1.
You guessed 1 too many.
Oh, no LV.
So, not great. Not great at all. So, you're looking at your right field platoon, and you're looking at the future of third base for this organization. We're not punting on him right away, but I'm just saying in general, for that weekend, 0 hits.
Yeah, and we are isolating down. Anyone can have a bad week, but this has been the trend as of late, and we're at this point in the year, you do have to put everything under a microscope.
Everything under that microscope. I mean, this is where it gets infuriating. Jeimer Candelario for the week, okay? 182, 217, 455 with 2 home runs. That's not good. Okay. He's been bad since the All-Star break.
Yeah, he was having a hot moment, and then he had that secondary injury before the All-Star break. Never really recovered, and has since then just been kind of sliding down.
You think he's still hurt?
I'm not sure if he's still hurt, but he seems to be a player that takes a long time to get warmed up, and I just feel like it threw him off. And I'm not sure what's going on with him right now, but he's not. I don't think he's playing to his best ability by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
However, I do feel like the injury threw him off to some degree.
Yeah, his approach is odd. In general, it is odd. This is a guy that never really walks in general, but it's also a guy who doesn't strike out too much historically. If you will. If he's going to make contact, he's either going to get lucky or he's not going to get lucky. His strikeout numbers have gone up a little bit.
Yeah, he's got some big swings and misses. I feel like he does guess a lot at pitches.
He does. I mean, he went 0 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, he had some big whiffs.
Yeah. So from July 16th to Monday before the game, these are his numbers. In 107 plate appearances, 180, 224 on base, 340 slugging with a weighted runs created plus of 49. That is bad. Now, if you want to, let's take a look where Tim's starting to get warmed up in May, the hot streak, and then going into the All-Star break. So you go from May 1st until July 16th, 262, 305, 494 with a weighted runs created plus of 113. And in 249 plate appearances, that's 13 home runs, 36 RBIs. He has a walk rate of 5.2% with a strikeout rate of 20.1%. 20.1% is around league average, but you need him to be under that if you're not going to walk.
Yeah, and it's not like he's blasting balls out of the park. It'd be one thing if it was like a Kyle Schwarber situation where it's like, yeah, he's going to have a lot of strikeouts or he's, going to have some big swings and misses, but he's going to destroy the ball, every 10 at-bats and might go out, something like that. But that is not the case. He doesn't necessarily, he has like doubles power, but not good enough to where they're going to fly out of the ballpark. I mean, we kind of overestimated, I feel, how many doubles would translate to home runs at Great American Ballpark for him.
Yeah, I mean, in that stretch from May 1st to July 16th, 13 doubles, a triple, and then, like I said, 13 homers. And in this stretch, 4 doubles, 4 RBIs. Ugh, man.
Such a bummer, and not a guy that you would hope to be investing a ton of money on, but we are.
No, he's your highest paid player right now. He's your highest paid player for a team that spent money, but affected what we were told was going to be effective. And it has been with Emilio Pagan coming back and looking good since he's been here. Brent Suter, once he gets off the IL, which is supposedly going to be soon.
Yeah, he was just throwing.
He's going to be in Louisville, I guess, tomorrow throwing.
Yeah.
So he could be back by the end of the week.
Crazy.
It's insane. That guy, he's just a fast healer. But those were the guys, and then Frankie Montas, which we turned into Jacob Junis, which has been fine. But this was the guy you're like, we went big on him.
Yeah, we really wanted to secure a lot of RBIs with this guy, a good, good numbers, and this is not at all like what we're seeing. And I feel for him. You think he's going to like have a great, series or something. It's just not clicking for him.
Yeah, but then we're going to talk about him, and we're going to bring this up, and he's going to go on a run.
Yeah,
which is exactly why we do this. We just want him. He needs to turn it around because then it makes the lineup longer.
Yeah, they need to have some more people playing together cohesively because it can't be every once in a while the team starts to do well. You're going to have guys that can just carry the team when the other guys are, lagging behind. Mm-hmm. And Jamer just hasn't been that guy, but for maybe a stretch of, a month or so.
If that. Yeah. I mean, I think I overshot that hot streak. I think it didn't come till middle of May.
Yeah, so total bummer for what we were anticipating for Jamer.
Yeah, so you just hope he turns it around. Us talking shit makes him get the ball moving off his bat and into the stands and into the gaps.
Pretty please.
One other thing, we were on Friday. We're sitting there and we watched 2 runs come across home, and we're sitting there going, that shouldn't have happened because they should have been turned at second base, and they weren't. Jonathan India should not be playing second base. Santiago Espinal should be playing second base full time.
100% agree.
We saw them to get that dub in Milwaukee because of his play at second base. We have also watched the Reds not turn double plays because of the lack of ability from Jonathan India.
Yeah, I really like his bat. Have him DH. Keep him in the lineup as far as that goes. However, he has cost us runs, especially in situations now. We're not winning the close games, so everything really counts. Yeah, in that Milwaukee series, there were 3 key plays defensively that won that game.
Yeah, and you can't look back and say and think to yourself, Jonathan would have made those plays.
No, unfortunately, he's done a lot better this year trying to figure out how to play second base, but he's just not quick enough on the turns. I think he plays back on the balls too frequently. He's just not as swift, effective, efficient of a defensive player as an Espinal.
Yeah, not even close. Whoo, buddy, that is crazy here. Fielding, he is now minus 11 in defensive run saves on the season. 11. It was minus 8. Now it's 11. That's, woof, buddy, that is bad. So, just to make our case even more, dude, and Santiago Espinal, if you look up his defensive runs saved, it's going to be in the plus. It has to be for his position. So yeah, there you go. That works too. I think it's on Baseball Savant. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm not even talking about you can keep Jonathan's bat in the lineup. You know where you could put him? Left field.
Yeah, if he'd be willing to play out there or
He
right
is.
field.
Or put him in right field. He is. He's got an outfielder's glove. They were doing it at spring training.
Okay, we'll get him out there.
They had him at first. They had him in right. They had him in left. I mean, he could play third. That's his natural position from college.
Yeah, there's options there. I don't understand why they feel like second base needs to be where he has to play when Santiago Espinal is clearly right there.
He's right there. And Santiago Espinal, didn't he go 3 for 3 tonight? Or 3 for 4?
He had at least 2 hits.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah, he probably had a third one. He did well. And he got a nice applause break from the Toronto faithful.
Yeah, they were like, what a good guy. He went 1 for 4 tonight.
I was like, I thought he had 2.
No, he had a double.
Yeah, I think it was like the first hit he had.
Yeah, he smoked that
Or
thing.
the first at bat.
Smoked that thing. But counting the stats from not including tonight, since July 19th, the guy, 450, 476, 675, and 42 plate appearances, 18 hits, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 7 runs, 5 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 11.9% K rate, 2.4% walk rate, with a BABIP of 485. It's a guy who is going to not strike out and who just slaps it and tries to get on.
Plays solid D, and I think he rises to occasions, too. He likes playing baseball, and he does well when he's in there.
He's the best glove this team has.
I agree.
So you got to keep that out there. I think it would have been closer against the Royals, maybe. Maybe we don't score those. Maybe Kansas City doesn't score those 2 runs because they turn those 2. Just those things where you're like, if we have to operate where our margins are thin because we aren't scoring runs, then you have to be more creative on how you try to lengthen your lineup and to make your defense better.
Yeah, similar to where you're trying to manufacture runs via this steal, and it's kind of running around with your heads on fire. We can also do some other things, pre-game to make sure that we're in the best possible position to win these games. Hence, putting in your best defensive lineup and also being able to keep the good bats on the field.
Yeah.
Or.
And since he's been here, Ty France, 2 for 4 tonight. And then since the series in Miami, add 2 more hits to that. So 14 hits in 45 plate appearances. So 316, 366, 632. Dude, we talk about CES, but this guy is going to be a valuable piece going into the offseason.
Yeah, he's built pretty similar to CES, and he just keeps getting a little bit better, getting like more plate appearances, and you're seeing him kind of smooth out his swing there. And I love seeing when he connects with the ball because, man, it can go far.
It can go far. And one of the things that makes you think, you go, man, CES, it's going to take him some time to get his hand back up and running and get going back to playing baseball. You don't have to rush CES back to the bigs.
No, you don't. We do have some guys that can play the corner spots and have comparable, power. So, yeah, we do have a solution to allow a player to heal properly.
Yeah, to not rush him, unlike what they did with Novi Marte. It's like, you got to do something about this.
Yeah, and supposedly CES is going to be part of the foundation of this group moving forward. I mean, I have no idea now what the future holds or what the people in the front office are thinking about. But I mean, CES is supposed to be a big part of the equation for this year and moving forward.
Or he becomes flexible. And you're like, do I want a controllable arm for the future? Could I package him with somebody?
Potentially.
It just makes you more flexible because you have France who is going to be starting ARB. So you have him under contract for 3 more years. Mm-hmm. Think about that, dude. You just have this flexibility and these guys coming in. And I was saying this signing was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be this good.
Yeah, he's already making an impact, and hopefully he can keep building on that. And boy, come on. If you got some hits in that bat, we need him now.
We need him now, and he's giving them to you. Mm. The Reds also went out, made a waiver claim, got it. Ahmed Rosario is finally a Red.
How about that? You're telling, you want to inform them?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that has been rumored since 2020, 2021, was that, the Reds are going to go get Ahmed Rosario. The guards have enough shortstops, and we heard that for a while, and then it finally happened. All it took was a waiver claim.
Yep.
The guy for the year, no power whatsoever, 2 homers, 28 ribs, 10 stolen bases, 18 doubles, 3 triples. But here's where it gets interesting. 305, 331, 415. K rate, 17.4%. Walks, 2.8%. Weighted runs created plus of 114.
I'll take that.
He's having a better season than Will Benson. He's having a better season than Jake Fraley.
Mm-hmm. Probably
Noelvi. And he plays left, right, third base, second base, shortstop.
So that's a positive ad there, and it didn't cost the Reds much of anything.
You know what it cost him? Just the rest of the length of this contract. I'm looking it up now.
I think it's 1.5.
Yeah, no, I was just looking up Jake Fraley's his weighted runs created plus. Sorry. I was looking up, his weighted runs created plus. Fangraphs has him at 93 for OPS plus, or baseball reference. Jake Fraley. Come on, buddy. Banalanow. This year, weighted runs created plus 90.
So, already an improvement.
Already, we don't even have to look up Will Benson.
No.
So, how about them apples?
I dig it.
I love it, dude. This is the thing that, like, when you live in the margins and you're trying to be savvy, this is one of those moves.
Yeah, I like it. It's not a big move, but it's a smart move.
It's enough that could, you get somebody out there and they're, 20 points better than somebody else for the rest of the season. That's a little bit of an improvement, and you're only behind so much.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, exactly. When you're just talking about stacking wins here, and it just becomes these narrow margins, anything helps.
Anything helps. So we talked about the schedule going towards the end in like September, but this week you got 2 more against the Blue Jays, and then 4 at Pittsburgh when they're not playing well.
Awesome.
So push it out. We had Aguilar tonight. Tomorrow, TBD, highly touted prospect, against Jose Barrios. Barrios pitches really well at home.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then it's Nick Martinez versus Yardiel Rodriguez, the Cuban product. So then off to Pittsburgh, and it's Abbott, Lodolo, question marks, Aguilar. Like, we just don't know with Green down and whatever, if something pops up with Lodolo, like, we just don't know.
Yeah, you got to imagine maybe Martinez will probably be in there, but again, no idea. Is that Barrios guy? Is he lefty or righty?
Righty.
Okay, all right.
Change-ups, nasty. He's from the Twins. Twins, and they traded him to the Blue Jays.
Change-ups, and okay, we don't do good against lefties, but however, a change-up that's devastating from a righty, also not good.
Not good. Anything soft tossing, we don't look good. I.e., don't let the Reds face Kyle Hendricks. Yeah. So, injury-wise, some people we did not talk about. Graham Ashcraft is getting an assessment on his elbow today. And supposedly, from what they said during the broadcast, it looked good. He's going to be able to start his throwing program.
Nice.
So there's another starter you could potentially get back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that time off and then the PRP and everything helped him be able to get his control back.
Yeah, and just more Coors Lights and fishing.
Coors Light, fishing, skull wintergreen.
Yeah, need that silver bullet.
Silver bullet, Matt McLain. They're looking at his rib cage again. He's getting a second opinion, and I bet that second opinion says, "Shut it down."
Yeah.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, but I mean, unless he's feeling real great, and the Reds are really going to be in the playoffs. There's no point.
I miss him. I just miss him.
So miss him.
I miss him.
Watching Ty France is like, I know of another guy that looks kind of beefy like that.
Who just slaps it a little bit. Puts a lot of backspin on a ball.
Yeah.
And again, nothing from Brandon Williamson. So there's your injury update. We already covered everybody else.
Word.
Suitor. That's cool.
That is cool.
That's cool. Maybe they can make him like a fake starter and be like, he's a starter now.
Dude, he would do it.
Well, I don't. So you have to have you can only have a certain amount of relievers in your bullpen. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's roster construction. Not everybody can be the Tampa Bay Rays.
Correct.
It's round third and head for home.
Sure.
Let's do it. I don't have anything coming up because I leave for Europe, Italy, August 28th. So there will be one week of this podcast where it doesn't happen.
Now, this is going to be something where you're going to be going over there on a missionary sort of trip to bring Cincinnati chili.
Yeah. Yes. So I am spreading the gospel of our chili god, the sauce, Cincinnati chili. I'm
Spreading the sauce.
spreading the sauce, baby. They're like, have you had bolognese before? I'm like, yeah, but have you had this bolognese? Just pour it in a
This
kid's
is
mouth.
Skyline. You just watch it just flop out.
And they're like, this is amazing. I'm like, I knew it.
They build a statue of you.
Yeah, they do. Well, then they're like kick me out and they send me to Greece. They're like, that's where this belongs.
Yeah, you get out of here.
And I'm like, all right, I'll eat the yogurt. So yeah, I don't. Wait, that's not true. Friday, I will be at Commonwealth Sanctuary hosting the Crosstown Comedy Festival.
Oh, I'll be there right after.
Oh, are you doing Cool Show Man?
Yeah, cool show, man.
Hey! I might not stick around because I have to drive to Detroit that morning.
Yeah.
Get my passport, drive back, and fuck myself.
Yeet.
Yeet. So what do you got, bud?
Well, that Friday at Commonwealth, I'll be on Cool Show Man. Super fun guy, Chickering, hilarious comic. He puts on this fun talk show. It's chaos. Come out to that. And then if you like Luke Knoll, he was an SNL dude, plays guitar. That'll be on the 20th of September. I will be at Comet doing that. So this is a couple shows that are coming up. So there's that.
I thought you were getting ready to say, if you like pina coladas
And getting caught in the rain.
and getting caught in the rain. I was about to be like, God damn, yeah, that's close to Yacht Rock, dude. That's close.
Bringing it back.
That's close. Thank you to Sports Drink for being a coffee shop in New Orleans hosting the audio of this podcast. Thank you to In the Clutch. Pretty cool stuff out there. Got some new Bobby Witt Jr. shirts. So if you want to wear a shirt of a guy who's really good at baseball, promo code Nasty Boys, all caps. Check it out. And dude, thanks for having me in the fart dunge, you know?
Yeah, anytime, brother.
Making it happening. Making it happening, you know?
It's happening.
It is happening.
We're going to, next time we get back here, we're going to maybe be a 500 team.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
I believe in us. We can do it. And thank you for watching and or listening. And as always, go Redlegs.
Go Redlegs.